Trainer Angela Harrison and her partner Jimmy Wright live here in Alnwick, just a stone's throw from their kennels, which they have continuously expanded over the years. Both have a rich history in the sport and now training together, the trophies keep on coming.
I had Whippets before that, and then I went to Pelo and I used to help out at Pelo with the entry fees, and then I went to Graham Calvert's and Gill Little's, and then ended up in Newcastle.
And how did you come to train greyhounds, Jimmy? Because you were in football.
Yeah, it was through my family. My father was a great flatting man years and years ago. I was just brought up with it, and I went and played football and got back into it after I played football, just carried on from there.
And you played football at a high standard, didn't you?
Yeah, I played in way back in the 70s with Leeds United. They were a great side at that time. Got to European Cup final under Don Revie and Jimmy Armfield, great managers.
How did you two meet then, Angela?
Just through the dogs, basically. Just at Brough Park, and just basically the dogs.
Was it love at first sight?
She used to keep chasing me all the time, and I thought that.
And when you did get together and you started doing dogs together, was there a shared sort of common ground of how you wanted things to be done?
I just got on really well with them, and we just had a little kennel here of open race dogs and just got bigger and bigger from there.
How are things done here, Jimmy?
We try to do it to the best of our ability. There's seven of our staff, and everybody's got their own block. I'm in this block, and Angela basically floats round the blocks, making sure that it's done the way we want it done. They do most of the track, and I just concentrate on open race side.
So you mostly look after the dogs in the open race block?
Yeah. Unless I'm away, then Ian or Anna or Angela will come into my block, probably Ryan and whoever's available that day.
Angela, you're here at the kennels and racing. It's a busy life, isn't it, with all those puppies as well?
It is, it's a very busy life, but it's something you enjoy, so you just go to the tracks, do all the dogs, and we'll have pups as well, so it's good.
It's a few years now since the licence name went into Angela's name rather than yours. Is that something you're happy with?
At the time, it didn't bother me going into Angela's because she worked under me, I'm working under him. Nothing really changed. My main concern was that when I did hand the licence over so that we could continue at Newcastle, was I felt I lost my licence because of the welfare of the dog. I was looking after my dog. Obviously, someone at William Hill didn't think it that way, but I was in charge of those dogs that night, and for me the track wasn't safe, and it's the law of the land that when I'm in charge of the dog, I'm responsible for its welfare, and I was being responsible for my dog's welfare that night.
And at times, I guess going forward for you, it's something that could be a bit difficult because, for example, if you were to win a derby, it is Angela, not you.
Well, I've worked all my life to try and win a derby. If we did go and win the derby or win it with Verve last year, it wouldn't have been in my name, which 2 years ago I would have found that a wee bit hard, but now I don't. I just get on with it and desperate to win the derby.
We've seen you here today checking a dog over, and that's something that you're really hot on, isn't it, Jamie?
We check them to the best of our ability. We don't use anybody else to check our dogs, and we've had great success doing it the way we do it.
It's something you used to do yourself for a living.
Yeah, when I first come here we needed extra money, and I used to go to Lane Parkers, Chris Lund, kennels like that, do all the local Flatham lads checking their dogs out, but we've not got time for that anymore. We're only concentrating on our own.
How important is it, Angela, to have that weapon in your kennel to be able to detect injuries in dogs and treat them?
It's really important because we check all the dogs the day after the race. We've got a machine that we can scan them on, and it's really important to keep the dogs sound and healthy.
We've seen your gallop here today, a brilliant facility for you to have, and you make good use of it, don't you?
Yeah, but we gallop sometimes the day before the race, sometimes the day off the race, depending on the dog, but usually the day before the race we like to give them a 300-yard gallop up the gallop.
And why do you do that the day before a race?
Well, it's, in my opinion, it's like a football player. They like to train every day, and it just breaks their wind the day before the race. Some dogs are over-excitable and it just settles them down getting that run.
So would you, for example, have galloped Droopy's Verves the day before his Derby final run?
He galloped you got all the dogs in these competitions, the big ones, are all galloped the day before the race. You're taking a little bit of risk for injuries and that, but that's the game we're in. We have to train them to accordingly.
You've been here at these kennels for 10 years now, and you've done an awful lot of work in that time. Tell us how it's developed, Angela.
We've just been doing little bits at a time. We've put all kennel fronts on and concrete paddocks. We're just trying to basically tidy them up and make them good and comfortable for the dogs.
And there was only one small block when you first came here.
Yeah, we only had 14 dogs and now we've got 80 dogs, so built it up quite well.
And you still are working on it, aren't you? Always looking to improve.
Yeah, you can never have too much. We keep improving. We just do one thing at a time and then we'll move on to something else and improve it and just keep doing as much as we can do.
Given the dogs we see coming into your kennel every year, Jimmy, you've clearly got a good relationship with the Dumfries.
Yeah, I've dealt with them for about 20 years now, and I never go over to Ireland and look at a dog running. He'll phone me and say, there's a pup here for you, and I'll say send it over, and that's how the way we work. And that's a good trust to have with people, and in my opinion they're the best people to deal with, because they're not great, they're not trainers, so every dog's for sale. If you buy off a trainer, they'll always keep their best one for themselves. So you're buying second best, I buy the top class and get top class dogs off them.
Top class dogs are not cheap. You've got a really good team of owners here, haven't you?
Yeah, we've got some great owners, Neil Conlon, Robert Clark. We've got some great graded owners as well. It just keeps the kennel going.
Things seem to be getting better and better for you guys every year. Are you happy the way things are going?
Yeah, I got Sandy Dixon to ask them to start a syndicate up for me, and we've now got 80 owners in our kennel. We're through the syndicates and the owners we had before, so when you've got 80 owners it's a big bonus, because we're not dependent on Newcastle for prize money or that. Our money's there every month through owners, and you need them. They're the most important thing.
And it's obvious to see, but from talking to you in particular as well, Angela, welfare here is a high priority, isn't it?
Yeah, welfare's high. We home every single dog we get. We just get them fixed and rehome them. We've got some great people that rehome with dogs for us, so it's brilliant.
Talking of homing, how wonderful to see Walsh's Hill in your house today. He's looking good, isn't he?
He is. He would probably go back to the track, him. Yeah, he's 7.
He's 7 now, so retired when he was 4. But my daughter, she took Shellam Delano, and their families take them. And with Gary Carmichael, Janice Carmichael, she rehomes a lot of dogs for us, which we know when they go up there, they're going to proper homes.
Off the track, things have developed as well. You guys are now engaged. When's the wedding, Jimmy?
I don't know yet. I'll have to win the derby before I could ask that.
Was it a romantic proposal, Angela?
No, not really. Just went and bought a ring.